The postcards that Stephen receives from his mum, well, there's more to them than you'd think. I am far too much to say, and I'm going to be explaining the Moon Knight postcard theory. So in the first episode, we see Stephen on the phone to his mum. Well, he's leaving her a message. We never hear anyone on the other end of the call.
It's me, just checking in. I got your postcard. Putting it up on Gus's tank now. Yeah, it's very nice. He's feeling though.
He's thanking her for the postcard that she sent him, as he's putting them up on his fish tank. It's here we see a series of other postcards, suggesting that she's been away for a while. Now these postcards are from random places on the planet. There's the Northern Lights, and I can't really make out where the other places are. So his mum is travelling, right? Wrong. In the following scene, we see somebody looking at a rack of postcards in the museum. Could be a coincidence, right? Postcards could just be of the museum, you know, typical gift shop stuff. But wait, a little bit later, as Stephen is leaving work, we get a close-up shot of these postcards. Right, so there's Parliament House. There's a postcard for Hyde Park. Okay, maybe these are just London-centric postcards. Hang on, that's definitely not London. So are these postcards just of random places on the planet? Could the postcards that Stephen's receiving not be from his mum, but from somebody in the very museum he works at? But who could it be? Spoilers here for anyone who hasn't seen the first episode of Moon Knight. Stephen has split personalities. The other one of them is Mark, a more charismatic, tougher version of himself, who arranged a date with a woman and kept the phone hidden in the walls of Stephen's apartment. That's why he ties himself to the bed at night, to stop Mark waking up and going adventuring. It's my belief that Mark is the one sending these postcards to Stephen. Perhaps his mum died whilst he was Mark, and Mark knew that Stephen wouldn't be able to deal with the loss, so he continues to send him postcards from his mum that he buys at work. It's quite twisted if you think about it, but I'm sure Mark is doing this for the right reasons. It would explain why we never hear his mum on the other end of the phone. Because she's dead, he's leaving voicemails that will never be listened to. Perhaps we'll get a moment in the series where Stephen goes to leave a voicemail for her, but it says, "I'm sorry, this voicemail is full." That would be quite a dramatic revelation. I'm sure we'll find out as the series goes on. Now, I understand why Mark is lying to Stephen about his mum's death. After all, he likely did the same with his goldfish. The goldfish likely died and Mark went to the shop to try and replace it with a single-finned one, but had to settle for one with two fins when they didn't have any. It just reminded me of a parent who tries to replace a child's fish secretly. The whole idea that Mark treats Stephen as a child, it cracks me up. Now I'm just imagining him playing Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy for Stephen to provide him with just a bit of happiness. Mark is the Tooth Fairy. Confirmed. It's suggested that Mark is aware what is going on with Stephen, even when he isn't in control, as we saw towards the end of episode 1, when Mark appeared asking Stephen to give him control. This would explain how vigilant he is in keeping his existence hidden from him. Yet Stephen has no idea that Mark exists. No memory whatsoever of anything he did whilst he was Mark. I think this is because Mark is a real personality. But I'm curious as to how the Stephen persona managed to get so much control. He has a job, an apartment, a social life, whereas Mark seems to need to do everything while Stephen is asleep and hide it all from him. So yeah, Mark is the one behind the postcards. Just like when Mr. Bean wrote his own birthday cards. Ironically, he also worked in the British Museum.
I don't know how many times I have to tell you this, you're not the bloody tour guide.
On a side note, Stephen gets told off for giving tours of the museum. Where is this, the latest season of Doctor Who?
You've got to stop. You don't work here, you're not a guide. Stop pretending to be official.
I am official. Official Scouse.
Anyway, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed the postcard theory. Let me know in the comments below what you think of it. Is this where you think the show is going? Subscribe. You can always unsubscribe at a later date if you don't like what I'm posting. It's completely free, and feel free to leave a like. You'll make my day. I'm gonna leave it there. Bye folks.